Dear children, in this session we are going to learn a prose, A Gift of Chappals from Unit 2. A Gift of Chappals. The story was written by Vasanta Surya about the fantasies of children expressing their simplicity, whims, their feelings and their act of charity. This story is about the mischievous and simplicity of children's behavior. They wish to explore every aspect but act according to their own logic. They gave chapels to the beggar and then to the music teacher without hesitation. Their sensitive heart melts easily. The story has divided into two parts. First, I'll explain the first part of the story. Okay? Mridu is a young girl living with her grandmother Tapi and grandfather Tata in Chennai. Mridu goes along with Tapi to her aunt Rukmani's house one afternoon. There she meets her cousins Lalli, Ravi and Meena. Everyone at Rukmani's house was glad to see Mridu. There was a thick bitter berry bush in the backyard. Ravi took her beside that. There was small little kitten inside a torn football. The small creature was busy drinking milk that was kept inside a half shell of a coconut. Meena informed Mridu that they have found the kitten outside their house in the morning of that day. But they must keep it as a secret. Otherwise, what will happen? The grandmother will leave their house immediately to their Paddu Mama's house. So they maintained as a secret one. Okay. Ravi was upset that they were being taught to be kind towards animals, but when he was trying to do so, elders were screaming at them, calling the kitten a dirty creature. His grandmother was suspicious while he was taking out milk for the kitten from kitchen. He had to drink more than half of the milk to make her believe that it was for him. He also told Mridu that they have named the kitten as Mahendran. So, kitten's name is Mahendran. Mridu loved the name because it sounded real, unlike those cute ones you keep for the kittens. Ravi further added that its complete name was Mahendra Pallava Pune and MP Pune in short. The complete name of the kitten is what? Mahendra Varma Pallava Pune. In short, MP Pune. It was a fine breed of cat. Ravi gave a detailed account of the cat's family and relatives. He said the cat was the descendant of the Mahabalipuram Rishi cat. Meena and Mridu smiled at his cooked up story. He informed her he could make it from its fur that it was a fine breed cat, a close relative of lion family like the one that Pallava kings used in their emblem. To this, Mridu giggled, which instigated Ravi to prove his knowledge about the history further. On his school trip to Mahabalipuram, he had seen statue of a lion and he firmly believes that it was the ancestor of that kitten. He proudly announced that his small kitten is the descendant of Mahabalipuram Rishi cat. He reminded Mridu of cats being worshipped in ancient Egypt. He believed it to be a descendant of cat goddess Bastet. Ravi was busy in making all proud announcements about his kitten when a weird sound screech came from the window. Mridu was shocked while Mahendran was frightened. Mahendran jumped with fear on a try, or red chillies kept under the sun for drying. With a creaking noise continuing on the background, Mridu enquired what it was. Ravi informed her that it was Lalli learning to play the violin. Up to this, the first part gets over, and I'll explain the second part now. Okay. Mridu peeped from the window and she found Lalli was holding the violin in an awkward position, sitting a bit away from her music teacher, who had his back towards the window. The teacher was bald, with a fringe of oiled black hair falling around his ears. There was gold chain in the neck and a ring on his hand. He had a big toe with which he was thumping the ground. He was playing the notes perfectly on the violin while Lully was struggling hard. His tracks were filled with melody while Lully continued missing the notes. Children were having fun peeping from the window when Rukmani called Ravi to send the beggar away. Rukmani is Ravi's mother. She was fed up with the beggar coming to their place for a week now and wanted him to find another house. The beggar had made himself comfortable at the garden. He was leaning against the neem tree with his upper clothes spread under it. He was about to snooze when he heard Ravi asking him to leave. He was shocked hearing this and called for lady of the house. An irritated Rukmani told Ravi that there wasn't anything left in the kitchen and asked the beggar not to come again. Her voice was so loud that Ravi didn't have to repeat her words to the beggar. The beggar told them that he would leave after taking rest for a while. It was too hot outside, and there were blisters in his feet. The children were in pain seeing this and started making plans to give him chappals. Mridu remembered seeing a pair of old grey chappals while she had entered Ravi's house. She asked Ravi whom they belonged to. Ravi took the chappals and gave it to the beggar and asked him not to come again. The beggar went away wearing the chappals and blessing the children. It was the time for the music teacher to leave. He was looking for his chappal. He called Lalli and they looked everywhere but didn't find them. Lalli informed Rukmani about it. Rukmani questioned the children if they had seen anyone picking up the chappals. Rukmani was really angry and Mridu couldn't control any more. She told her that they have given the music teacher's chappals to the beggar. Rukmani went inside and brought Gopu Mama's new chappals and gave them to the music teacher. The teacher was happy getting the new chappals, but still pretended as though it was tough for him to accept them. The teacher called Ravi a monkey, an incarnation of Lord Hanuman, which seemed clear that Rukmani didn't like. She wanted the teacher to leave immediately. After he left, she called the children home and offered them some snacks. She thanked God because Gopu Mama doesn't wear his chappal to his office. She walked towards the kitchen with Mridu and Meena. She suddenly began to laugh. She declared that she would take all the blame on herself. Children, I hope you would understood this chapter. Now let's see the summary of this story. Okay. Mridu is a young girl living with her grandmother. and grandfather. She went to her aunt Rukmani's house with Tapi, her grandmother. She met her cousins Lalli, Ravi and Meena. Ravi and Meena took her to the backyard where they had hidden a kitten inside a torn football. The kitten was busy drinking milk that was kept inside a half shell of a coconut. Ravi called the kitten Mahendravarma Pallava Pune, MP Pune in short. He says that the kitten is a descendant of Mahabalipuram Rishi cat, who was the descendant of Egyptian cat goddess Bastet. As Ravi keeps talking high about the kitten, they are distracted by a screeching sound which also frightened the kitten. Ravi tells Mridu that his sister Lalli is learning to play violin. The music master used to come to their house to give her music lessons. A beggar was also a regular visitor to Rukmani's house. Rukmani finally got fed up and asked him not to come again. The beggar showed the children large pink peeling blisters on the soles of his feet. Mridu said that he had no money to buy a pair of chappals. To show her concern, Mridu suggested Meena and Ravi to give him a pair of chappals if they have one in the house. The children search the house but all goes in vain. Mridu once again notices the odd looking chappals which she has seen while entering the house. She asks Ravi whom they belong to. Ravi picks them up and gives them to the beggar. The beggar, pleased to get this gift of chappals, blesses the children and leaves. So beggar thought that this is the gift for him from the children. Chappal is the gift for him. After some time, the music master came out of the house and found his chappals missing. Displeased, he started looking for them everywhere. The matter was brought to the notice of Rukmani. When it was confirmed that children had given the chappals to the beggar, she gave Gopumama's hardly worn new chappals to the music master. Did exactly what the children had done before, he accepts them gladly. After the music master leaves, Rukmani takes Mridu to the kitchen for refreshments. Rukmani's anger has vanished by now. As she laughs, thinking what Gopumamu would say on knowing that she had given his chappals to the music master. Now let's see the new words with their meanings. First one is scrawny. Scrawny means thin. Second one is party. Party means grandmother. Throw her off the scent, which means mislead her so that she won't understand the real purpose. Next one is tata. Tata means grandfather in Tamil. Descendant from means a descendant of or comes from the same family. Descendant means what? The same family. The next one is stow away. Stow away means someone who hides himself or herself in a ship or an aircraft to travel unnoticed. Next one is weird. Weird means a strange or unusual. The next one is glided. Glided means moved along smoothly. Then next one is veshti. Veshti means dhoti. The next one is bringed. Bringed means the music master is wearing a ring. Kept my body and soul together means managed to stay alive. Fed up. Fed up means what? Tired and unhappy. The next one is blisters. Blisters means bubbles on the skin from burns or rubbing. Okay. The next one is irking. Waiting quietly or without attracting attention. Children, I hope you would understood the story, and if you have any doubts, you can leave a comment in the comment box. Thank you.